Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're diving into a fascinating Chinese idiom, a strip of water, or in Chinese,一带水. This idiom is often used to describe two places that are geographically so close, separated only by a narrow strip of water, like the width of a belt. Have you ever wondered where this phrase came from? What stories and cultural meanings lie behind it? Let's explore together. First, let's break down the literal meaning. In ancient China, a belt or strip referred to the narrow sash used to tie clothing, often just a few centimeters wide. So, a strip of water vividly describes two places separated by a narrow body of water, so close they're almost within reach. In modern usage, it's not just about geography, it often symbolizes close relationships between people or nations, especially in East Asia, like China, Japan, and South Korea. So, where did this idiom come from? Its origin dates back to the Southern and Northern dynasties, specifically recorded in the history of the Southern dynasties, Nanshi, in the section about the Qin dynasty. The story centers on the last emperor of the Qin dynasty, Qin Shubao, also known as Qin Hozhu. During his reign, the Qin dynasty was weakening, facing immense pressure from the powerful Sui dynasty in the north. According to historical records, when a Sui envoy visited Qin, the emperor hosted a banquet and said, "We are but a strip of water apart," referring to the narrow Yangtze River separating the two states. He meant to express a sense of closeness and friendliness. However, the context of this story is quite layered. When Qin Shubao used this phrase, the Sui dynasty was already preparing to unify China, and their intentions toward Qin were far from friendly. The emperor's words might have been an attempt to downplay the threat, perhaps even a bit of wishful thinking. Unfortunately, history shows that just a few years later, the Sui crossed that strip of water and conquered the Qin dynasty. So, in its original context, the idiom carries a hint of historical tragedy. Beyond its origin, a strip of water holds deeper cultural significance. In Chinese culture, water often symbolizes connection and communication. Rivers may separate two lands, but they also link them, much like relationships between people or nations. Despite physical distances, understanding and exchange can bridge the gap. This is especially true in East Asia, where countries like China, Japan, and South Korea are separated by the Yellow Sea or the East Sea. These waters have historically facilitated trade, cultural exchange, and migration, making the idiom a fitting metaphor for their close ties. In modern times, a strip of water is used in many contexts. For example, people often say China and Japan are a strip of water apart to highlight their geographic proximity and cultural connections. During the Tang dynasty, Japan adopted much of China's writing system, architecture, and clothing styles, creating a bond across that strip of water. Similarly, China and South Korea are described this way, especially with the popularity of K-dramas and K-pop in China, which have brought the two cultures closer. The idiom also has extended meanings. It can describe close friendships, like "we're neighbors, just a strip of water apart," which is vivid and relatable. Sometimes, it's used poetically to express emotional distance, like "though we're close in distance, our hearts are a strip of water apart," adding a touch of melancholy. In today's world, a strip of water often appears in diplomatic contexts. Leaders use it to emphasize cooperation between neighboring countries, calling for shared development. With initiatives like the Belt and Road, the idiom has taken on new meaning, symbolizing global connections through economic and cultural waterways. That's all for today's exploration of a strip of water. This idiom is not just a phrase, it's a window into history, culture, and human connection. From Qin Shubao's bittersweet words to today's calls for East Asian unity, it reminds us that no distance is too great when we build bridges of understanding. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment sharing your thoughts on this idiom or any other fascinating phrases you know. See you next time.